Good day everyone, and especially to you, Sir Joel Capala. I'm Melvin A. Montesclaros and my partner is Jonathan Tudio. Today, I'm going to discuss about Electrical Engineering Law under Republic Act number 7920. When you say Electrical Engineering Law, it means an act of providing for more responsive and comprehensive regulation for the practice, licensing, and registration of the electrical engineers and electrician, be it enacted by the Senate and House Representatives of the Philippines and Congress assembled. Okay. Article 1 by the title, Article 1, Section 1 by the title. This act shall be known as the new Electrical Engineering Law. Section 2, definition of terms. As used in this act, the following terms shall mean. There are 15 examples of definition of terms, like I have example of practice of electrical engineering, which person is deemed to be practice of electrical engineering when he renders or offers to render professional electrical engineering service in the form. 2. Example, electrical supply equipment is an equipment which produced by modifies, regulates, or control the supply of electric energy. 3. Electric plants is an establishment or system for production and modification of electric energy. That is the definition of terms example. Okay. Article 2, Board of Electrical Engineering. Section 3. Article 2, Board of Electrical Engineering. Section 3, Composition of the Board. When you say composition of the board, is that the Board of Electrical Engineering, hereinafter referred to as a board, shall be created as collegial body under the general provision and administrative control of the Professional Regulation Commission. They are composed of 2 chairmen and 2 members be appointed by President of the Philippines from among the recommendees of the Commissioner of the Professional Regulation Commission. Refer to a commissioner who were chosen from the nominees of Integrated and Accredited Association of Electrical Engineering. Okay. Section 4. Power of duties of the board. Power of duties of the board shall be exercised or executive or administrative or quasi-legislative, or when you say rule-making, or quasi-judicial, investigative. Powers in carrying out provision of act. It shall be vested with the following specific powers: function, duties, and responsibilities. That is the power of duties of the board. Okay, next. Section 5. Qualification of board members. Qualification of board members. Each board member must be at the time of his appointment. Like example, be a natural-born Filipino citizen and residence of the Philippines for at least 5 consecutive years. Be at least 35 years of age, of proven integrity, with high moral values and personal as well as professional conduct. That is qualification of board members. Example. Section 6. Term of office. Term of office. The member of the board shall hold office for a term of 3 years from the date of the appointment, or until the successor shall have been appointed and qualified. However, the appointed for the second term, each member shall qualify by taking an oath of office before entering upon the performance of his duty. Vacancies in the board shall be filled by President from the list recommendees selected by Commissioner who were from the list of nominees submitted by the Integrated and Accredited Association from the expired term only. Okay, Section 7. Removal of board members. Removal of board members. Any members of the board may be removed by the President of the Philippines upon of the recommendation of the Commissioner of Neglect of Duty, Incompetence, Malpractice, Commission of Tolerance of Irregularities in the examinations, or unprofessional, unethical, or dishonorable conduct. After having been given the opportunity to defend himself in a proper administrative investigation. Section 8. Compensation of the chairman and the board members. The chairman and the members of the board shall receive a monthly compensation of no less 12,000 pesos, provided the chairman shall be received monthly compensation of 10% or more. That's Article 2, Section 8. So, further that Article 8, Section 8, that such compensation shall be increased or modified pursuant of the General Appropriation Act of the year, provided furthermore that shall receive other benefits that may provide by law. Article 2, Section 9, Executive Office of the Board. When you say Executive Office of the Board, that the Commissioner shall be executive of the board, shall conduct the examination given by the board, and shall designate any subordinate officer of the commission to act as secretary custodian of all records, including examination papers and minutes of the deliberation of the board. That is Article 2, Section 9. Last, Article 3, Examination and Registration. Section 10. Examination required. Examination requires, like all applicants for registration for the practice of electrical engineering in the Philippines, shall be required to pass a technical examination as hereafter provided, except as otherwise specifically allowed under this Act. That is the Article 3, Section 10. Section 11. Registration and license required. A valid certificate of registration and valid professional license. License from the commission are required before, and person is allowed to practice electrical engineering in Philippines except otherwise allowed under this Act. That's my report. So next reporter, sir, is Jonathan Tudio. Thank you, sir.
So good day everyone. My name is Jonathan G. Tudio, BSAE 4E. In this video, we will discuss Article 5, Section 12 to 16 and Article 6, Section 17 to 19. So let's get started. So Article 5, Section 12, Examination Fees. So examination fees, all applicants for oral examination for professional electrical engineer and written examination for registered electrical engineer and registered master electrician shall be subjected to payments of fees prescribed by the Commission, provided that 90% of fees is be treated as a special fund for the program, project, and activities of the Commission, and the remaining 10% shall be set aside as a trust fund for establishment and maintenance of the Center for Continuing Education and Research. So, if you are applicant for professional electrical engineer, you will pay for oral examination. So, then, if you are registered applicant for registered electrical engineer and registered master electricians, you will pay for written examination. So the examination fees will be divided into two. The 90% of the fees will be going to the programs of the Commission, project and activities. So the 10% for the maintenance. So, Article 5, Section 13, registration fees, license fees, and fine. All application for registration and license to practice as professional electrical engineer and registered master electrician will be subject to the payment of registration fees, license fees, and fines in case of violation of the pertinent rules and regulation for the amount prescribed by the board and approved by the commission, provided that 50% from this collection are to be treated as a special fund for program, project, and activities of the commission, and the other 50% shall be set up in separate special fund for the supervisory and regulatory function of the board. So, if you are applicant to practice as a professional electrical engineer and registered master electrician, you need to pay registration fee for the and license fee for so that you can practice as your profession. So, for example, like when I get my driver license, I pay almost 500 for that. So how much? I don't know how much fees for license fees in electrical and professional electrical engineer. Then the 50%, the 100% fees collection from this registration from these fees will be divided into 50-50. So the 50% will be a fund for the program, project, and activities for the commission. Then the other 50% for the staff or the supervisory and regulatory function of the board. Then Article 5, Section 14, exemption from examination and registration. So they are exemption for the examination and registration. Letter E, examination and registration shall not be required of foreign electrician engineer. No need to take an examination and to registration for the foreign electrical engineer. Then erection, commissioning, guarantee engineers employed as technical consultant by the Philippines government by the private firm. If the foreign electrical engineer will be employed by the Philippines government or private firm as a technical consultant. So for the pertinent professional society, it is required that no qualified Filipinos professional is available, or a foreign electrical installer, or the erection and the installation of a special project, or for any other specialized work subject to the following condition. If in the Philippines there are no qualified Filipino profession is available, they will take foreign electrical engineers. So they are subject to the following condition. One, that the above mentioned foreign professional are legally qualified to practice their profession in their own country. In which the requirements and qualification for the obtaining a license or certificate of registration are not lower than those specified in this act. So means if they have requirements and qualification for obtaining a license or certificate of registration are not lower those specified in this act, they are legally qualified to practice their profession in their own country. Then, number 2, that the scope of work to be performed by the said foreign professional shall be limited only to the particular work for which they were contracted. So, they have a limit, no? They have a limit of their works. They work according of what have been in the contract. If the what the contract said, according to the contract, the limit of the work has been in the contract. Then number 3, that prior to commencing work, the foreign professional shall secure a special permit from the commission. They need a special permit from the commission so that they can work. If they have no special permit, so they cannot work. So the said foreign profession shall not engage in private practice on their own account. So they cannot use their own account when they take a private practice. Number 5, that for every foreign professional contracted pursuant to this section, one Filipino understudy who is registered under the provision of this act shall be employed by the private firm utilizing the services of such foreign professional for at least the duration of the alien expert tenure with said firm. So if you are a Filipino understudy, then you are registered under the provision of this act. You can be employed by the private firm for the duration of the alien expert tenure. So if the expert tenure have a duration of 12 months, so you can employ in 12 months. Number 6, that the exemption herein granted shall be good only for 6 months, renewable for another 6 months at the discretion of the board, provided that in case the foreign profession case is to be employed in accordance with this section and engaged in an occupation requiring registration as an electrical engineer, such as professional must be registered under the provision of this act. So if you are so the validity of exemption is only for 6 months, but it is renewable. It can renew for another 6 months, but they need registration as electrical engineer. Such professional must be registered under the provision of this act. Then B, no registration with the board shall be required of the following. So you don't need registration with the board. If engineer student, apprentice, and other person employed or acting as subordinates of or undergoing training under a person holding a valid certificate of registration and a valid professional license under this act. So if you are under a person with valid certification of registration and valid professional license under this act, You don't need a registration even if you are student or undergoing training. So, because you are because you are holding because you are under a person with a valid certification. So, number 2, persons in charge of the supervising the operation, tending, and maintenance of an electric generating set of private use employing voltage not exceeding 250 volts and capacity not exceeding 50 kilovolts ampere, provided that the owner or operator shall be required to be the electric generating set periodically inspected at intervals of not more than 1 year by a professional electrical engineer, registered electrical engineer on a normal city, provincial or municipal government authority exercising legal jurisdiction over electrical instrument. So, if you are person in charge of supervising the operation, tending and maintenance of an electric generating set for private that has exemption voltage of 250 volts and exemption ampere of 500 kilovolts ampere, and inspecting the interval or not more than 1 year by PEE or REE, PP, professional electrical engineer or registered electrical engineer. Then Article 5, Section 15, holding of examination. Holding of examination. Examination for the practice of electrical engineering in the Philippines should be given twice a year in the city of Manila and other places on days that the board may recommend for the termination of scheduling. The board shall schedule interview, oral examination, or every applicant for registration as professional electrical engineer only at the office of the commission. To qualified applicants for examination, notice at admission shall be issued not later than 10 days prior to the first day of examination. So, all the examination, board exam will, like board exam, they have 2 board exam every year. I think March and September. I don't know now because we are in COVID, no? So, if you are qualified applicant, you will be notice of admission not later than 10 days so that the applicant can be ready. Then Article 5, Section 16, qualification of applicant for registration as professional electrical engineer. So there is a qualification for electrical engineer. Any person applying for registration as professional electrical engineer shall establish the satisfaction of the board that on or before the date of registration he possesses the following qualification. So, if you want application for registered as a professional electrical engineer, you need you are a citizen of the Philippines. Number 1, citizen of the Philippines. Even if you are running as a president, this is the number 1 qualification. They are the citizen of the Filipino citizen. Number 2, he is a good reputation with high moral values. You have, even if enroll in college, they will find you a good moral. So C, he is not been penally convicted by the court an offense involving moral turpitude. Turpitude. Turpitude means a very evil quality, like salvaging people, something like that. Or way of behavior, as turpitude. Then you are a holder degree of the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineer. Then E, he is registered electrical engineer with valid certification of registration as professional license and with 4 years or more active practice reckoned from the date of his registration as registered electrical engineer. So at least you are valid certification of professional license with minimum of 4 years active. Then Article 6, Section 17, qualification of applicants for registered electrical engineer examination. So if you want to take for registered electrical engineer, this is they have a qualification also. So any person applying for admission to the registered electrical engineering examination as herein provide shall establish to the satisfaction of the board that on or before the date of examination he possessed the following qualification. So number 1, so he is citizen also in the Philippines. So this is the one of qualification if you want to take this electrical engineer. Number 2, he is at least 20 years above. So if you are 20 below, you cannot take for registered electrical engineer examination. So C, he is a good reputation with high moral values. You are a good person. If you are good, you have a good behavior. Then D, he is not been finally convicted in the court. This is the same in section 16. E is a holder of degree of Bachelor of Science Electrical Engineering from University School. So you are a graduate in every any school with the degree of BSE or Bachelors of Science in Electrical Engineering. So you can take examination for registered electrical engineer. So Article 6, Section 18, qualification of applicants for registered master electrician examination. So also in registered master electrician has a qualification. So any person applying for admission to the registered master electrician examination as herein provided, so shall establish to the satisfaction of the board that on before the date of examination he possessed the following qualification. So number 1, it is the same in section 16 and 17. You are a citizen of the Philippines. Number 2, at least you are 18 years old. You can take registered master electrician even in age of 18, but in registered master electrician registered electrical engineer, they need 21 years old, so you can take the exam. But in the registered master electrician, at least 18 years old, you can take. Okay. So C, he is a good reputation with high moral values. No, you are a good person. D, he is not been convicted by the court of the offense involving moral turpitude. So it is the same but in previous section in previous section 16 and 17. Then is any of the following technical background. So 1 has complete at least 3 years of 5 years Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering program in 3 years course Electrical Engineering Technology from Engineering School recognized by the Philippines government, and in additional has subsequent specific record of 1 year practice in electrical wiring solution, operation and maintenance of utilizing device and equipment. So even you are not graduate in this EE, but you already finished 3 years by 5 years, you can take registered electrical engineering, but subsequent specific record, you need 1 practice in electrical wiring and installation. So they need you 1 year electrical practice in installation and wiring. I don't know in the new curriculum. I think they can take when they finish in second year. I don't know. Let's move on to number 2. Has graduated from a 2 years electrician course of instruction from a vocational or trade school recognized by the Philippines government, and in addition has at least 2 years of apprentice after completion of the course of instruction on electrical installation, operation and maintenance of utilization device and equipment. So even you are a graduate in vocational, you can take also you can register also in master electrician, but you need at least 2 years of apprenticeship. Then 3 is complete 1 year of electrician course of instruction from a vocational school recognized by the Philippines government, and addition has at least 3 years of apprenticeship after completion of the course of instruction on installation, operation and maintenance and utilization device of equipment. So you can also take you can also register even you complete only 1 year in electrician course. You can take also in 1 year, but they need you 3 years of apprenticeship after completing the course of instruction. So you can take also even you are graduate only in 1 year, but you have a 3 years apprenticeship. Then 4 has complete a 4 years high school education or equivalent, and in addition has subsequent specific record at least 5 years of apprenticeship in electric wiring, installation, operation and maintenance of utilizing device and equipment. So even you are graduate in high school, you can take you can register as a master electrician, but if you have a 5 years apprenticeship. Then section article 6 section 19. So the last section, scope of examination. So examination as a prerequisite for registration as professional electrical engineer, registered electrical engineer or registered master electrician, the applicant shall comply with the following requirements. So scope of examination, so they need also a requirement. So letter A, professional electrical engineer for the purpose of confirming the service record and clarifying the technical reports submitted by the applicant for registration as a professional electrical engineer. An oral examination or interviews shall be conducted. The following documents to be submitted to the board: certified experience record from date applicant took as oath as a registered electrical engineer, indicating the exclusive dates, company's work, for description of specific responsibilities, significant accomplishment, as well as name as position of immediate supervisor. So you need a certification. They need you to certificate of your previous work or previous position of immediate supervision, so that they can confirm. Then 2 technical papers. So technical papers covering an evaluation, analysis, a study, or a critical discussion of an electrical engineering project or subject on one service technical aspect, such as design, construction, installation, commission, testing, operation, maintenance, repair, research, and the like. The technical paper shall be supported by engineering principle and data, published or unpublished scientific paper or treatise on electrical engineering theories and application may be considered as complying with the requirements. So they need also technical papers for evaluation. Then 3 certifications signed by 3 professional electrical engineers. So they need you 3 certifications signed by 3 professional electrical engineers, to the effect that the experience record submitted by the applicant is factual and the technical paper submitted is actual prepared by the applicant. So the applicant must obtain passing mark on the experience record and on the technical reports in order to qualify for registration as a professional electrical engineer. To be registered electrical engineer. So if you are the applicant shall pass a written examination on different subject or group of subject as follow. So the qualification for registered electrical engineer. So number 1, mathematics such as algebra, trigonometry, analytic, geometry, differential calculus, integral calculus, differential calculus, complex number, probability, statistics, advanced engineering mathematics including matrix power series, Fourier analysis, Laplace transform, and other the weight of 25%. So this subject will be encountered when you're going to take a Bachelor of Electrical Engineering, even not also in electrical, even in civil and mechanical, they can encounter this subject. So number 2, engineering science and allied subjects such as general chemistry, college physics, computer fundamentals, programming, engineering materials, engineering mechanics, fluid, mechanics, strength of materials, thermodynamics, electrical engineering, law, engineering economics, engineering management, contracts and specification, code of professional ethics, Philippine Electrical Code, Part 1 and Part 2, and other weight is 30%. So this subject also is being encountered when you're schooling in engineering. So number 3 is electrical engineering professional subject, so such as electrical circuit. So this subject is more major in electrical engineering. electrical circuit, electronic theory, circuit energy, conversion, power transmission and distribution, instrumentation and measurement, circuit and line protection, control system, principle of communication, electrical machines, electrical equipments, power plant, electronic power equipment, illumination, building, wiring, and others. The weight is 45%. The passing general weight average rating shall 70% with no grade below 50% in any group of subject listed above. So if you pass all that, so the passing of weight is 70%. So no grade below 50% in any group subject listed. Then the examination question of the foregoing subject shall cover by only basic theories and principle, and shall exclude question based on experience and trade practice. The number of questions shall be such examination can be finished in 3 consecutive 8 hours. So 3 consecutive hours. So this is examination is only 3 days in 8 hours. So that's like my cousin did take board exam. It took 3 days to finish the exam. So let me see. A registered master electrician. There's qualification. The applicant shall pass written examination of the different subject or group of subject as following: technical subject. So there's they need pass technical subject, Ohm's law, calculation for resistance, current, voltage, and power for direct current and alternating current circuit, electrical machines, description and operating principle of motors, generators, and transformer. So control equipment, description and function of fuse, overload relay, safety switches, magnetic switches, circuit breaker, start delta motor starter, transformer type, motor starter, DC motor starter. Then electrical components, description of resistor, capacitor, inductors, and semiconductor. Then maintenance and repair. So description of the procedure in the maintenance of electrical machinery. Test equipment, type of use of measuring instrument like tester to test the they can test the voltage, current. Then electrical engineering law, provision pertaining registered master electrician, and other related subject as may be prescribed by the board. So number 2, Philippine Electrical Code Part 1 and Part 2. General requirements for installation of electrical wiring equipment. Then approved wiring method, types of wiring materials and wiring device. Then installation of switchboard and panel board. Then installation of hazardous location, wiring diagram of different types of motor and started with motor protection. Then wiring diagram of different types of motor starter with motor protection, drawing symbol and wiring plans. Other related subject as may be prescribed by the board. Then the number of test questions shall be such that the examination can be finished in 1 8-hour day. So the test can be finished in 1 day, in 8 hours. So the relative weight shall be 50%, the technical subject, and 50% for the internal code. So you need to pass at least 50%. The relative The passing general average rating shall be 70% with no grade below 50. So it's the same 50 in any subject. So this is same from previous. So that's all. I hope you can you understand something. God bless you all. Thanks for watching.